at you live. This might be fairly unique. I'm doing a podcast live from Camden Yards during a baseball game, or I guess it's a podcast or a YouTube video. I'm going to try my best not to really look behind me because I'm a little bit afraid of heights, and I'm at the top of a Major League Baseball stadium. I'm not sure if I'm supposed to show the field. It's a quick little view there. That's what we got going on here. But anyways, this has been a tremendous, tremendous experience here at this ballpark. I got to say that its first impression was very, very good. Obviously, I'm walking in. I'm wearing a Suns Out, Guns Out Gunnar Henderson shirt because I'm obnoxious, and I may have made a bet on Gunnar Henderson at one point in time that won, and I had an extra $30 to spend, so I figured, fuck it. Actually, that's when I bought the tickets and booked this trip. It's a little unfortunate, though, that Gunnar is the reason I'm not walking out of here with a little bit more money in my pocket. Every leg of my same game parlay for game one hit. Now, I do have the Orioles in the over, which is going to be, cover the gas and the tickets and the tolls and whatnot, which I guess I already paid for before, but I can say it's a productive day. But had Gunnar Henderson gotten me one more total base, we'd be talking about a much, much different experience here. I had Vlad go over the 4 total bases. Looks like that's going to be the final out of the ball game. He's out of there, and the Orioles win. Orioles and overs passion. So, hell of a first game experience. We got fireworks going on in the background. Again, I don't know how many people have ever broadcast live from a ballpark or if this is even allowed. I'll find out when the YouTube people yell at me. But must say, just an overall tremendous experience. Drove down. I left Albany, New York today, where I live, at about 8:30, 9 o'clock or so maybe. Got down to the parking lot at 2 o'clock, which is great because that's when the gates open around here. They don't let you watch batting practice. I don't even think players take batting practice anymore. But got here, and this game has probably been the best game I've seen out of any game live. And that includes seeing Mr. Shohei Ohtani win me a nice stack of money live at Shea State or City Field on his last at-bat there. But had a lot here. I mean, I think the final of this game was 10-5 or something, 11-4, 10-4, something like that. I don't know. I kind of got a little sidetracked there. I mostly focused on Gunnar. Some takeaways from this game. I mean, as far as the game itself, it had absolutely everything. We had home runs, great defensive plays. Colton Cowser made a hell of a defensive play that I was a little upset at earlier in the game because it robbed a hit that I had from Vlad Guerrero. But don't worry, Vladdy got it back. Vladdy went opposite field over the right field wall, which doesn't look that well. Hitting it over the wall is kind of good. 318 feet down the line, but then when you factor in the wall, I'm sure it goes a little higher. I just came and lost a viewer here, so whatever. Some people watched the last one. I don't know why they watched the last one. I was just walking into the stadium. But, yeah, some big pluses about this ballpark for starters is I'm going to go right ahead and say the food-wise. 3 for $10 hot dogs. I found that little section by my stand there, and I don't think that's everywhere. So if you're ever in Baltimore, somewhere outside of between sections 46 and 50, there's a little stand where you can get 3 hot dogs for $10, which is quite the hell of a deal at a ball game. When else do you spend it on lunch elsewhere? And yet, it's not hot dogs, not the greatest food, but I believe as Humphrey Bogart once said, he'll take a hot dog at a ball game over a steak at the Ritz-Carlton any day of the week. So I'll go with that. We had a very scary incident, actually, where we had a player, James McCann, took a fastball, and I can't tell if he took it off the head or took it off the face. I know that it was scary because he was down on the ground, and for a little bit his legs were writhing in motion. Then he was sitting still. I was hoping that it was somebody was telling him to sit still. He got up. He had blood on his face. It held up the game for quite a few minutes, which that's really the only thing that made this game take as long as it did. I mean, other than that, it was a 3-hour game, which when you have 14 runs scored and a delay, and I mean, the pitcher got knocked out of the game in the first inning. So first inning was probably almost a half an hour. But other than that, really just motored along. Another observation I had, the third base coach for the Orioles is god-awful. They ended up not really being cost the run there, but he sent Ryan Mountcastle home, I think it was, on a play at the plate. You'll see the highlights later. I could have told you from the stands, don't go. The ball got the home plate about 25 feet before the runner did. Wasn't even close. And then there was the whole thing where he got up and he looked like he was going to challenge. He wanted him to challenge, and it's like, dude, he was not. You weren't even close. Then later on, the same guy ended up sending Cedric Mullins, or not sending Cedric Mullins, when he easily would have scored. Got some company here. I'm going to go move away just for a little bit, just because, I've been trying to keep it a little private. I mean, it's kind of one of those things when you're a public spectacle, especially when you're wearing the Suns Out, Guns Out shirt, which this is the most positive reception I've gotten in a visitor's ballpark because, normally I'm wearing Cardinals stuff, and I'm not watching Cardinals games. And then when I did go to a Cardinals road game, people didn't really care for me too much there either. It's really, I don't care, though. That's one of the beautiful things about being me. Just the loner here. I made some friends with some. Actually, when I sat down in my section, I was sitting. Same thing happened at the Mets and the Dodgers game. I was the person that was sitting between Orioles fans and Blue Jays fans, or in the row between them. I didn't want to sit in the seat next to where I was. Oh yeah, dude. Yabadoo. I'm quite embarrassed to support this team as well. But hey, we got Tommy Pham, so maybe he'll, put the fear of God into the team. I mean, I'd hate to be the guy that doesn't hustle out a ground ball in front of a guy like Mr. Pham, who just quote unquote is always trained to fight because he's waiting to fuck somebody up. I believe is the exact quote. So hey, I'm all for the guile there. And if the Cardinals aren't going to win, at least it'll be entertaining. But I feel your pain there, Yabadoo. And then he's gone. Wow, just like that. Just drop the comment and leave. But yeah, no, it's one of those things. I should probably write down things during the game, but ultimately, I was going to be, doing this. I can't really look at any notes if I chat them, write them on my phone. But I had a lot of thoughts during the game. No non-alcoholic beers here. Oh yeah, he's still here. All right, there he goes. All right, Yabba give me a follow, give me a subscribe, tell everybody that I'm a real Cardinals fan, and I know we suck. Okay, I'm not gonna be one of those fair weather guys, one of those people from Arkansas that rides up to St. Louis to pound Budweiser and say go Cardinals, even though they couldn't name a player on the team. Although we're getting to a point that I don't even want to know the names of some of the guys on the team. It's kind of a problem. I do know their names, and I know that they're not as good as we want them to be, which is a real issue. Baltimore, also, I would say, has probably been the most exciting team I've watched. Like, just knowing baseball as well as I do, top to bottom through their lineup, they got guys that can hit. I really just, after being at Yankee Stadium last week and being horribly unimpressed, I mean, cool, you got Juan Soto and Aaron Judge. You can pitch around that. Maybe Stanton comes back healthy, maybe not. Who knows? But I think the Orioles are really, really primed to win this division. Who knows? Maybe there could be some trades being made, but for all I know, we're going to see a Vlad Guerrero send off at some time during this game. But anyways, if you're a gambler out there, I should let you know too. The Orioles or the Blue Jays really burned through the bullpen pretty hard last game. Their starter didn't get that in the first inning, and the Blue Jays seemed to mash them. Especially Ryan Mountcastle has like ownership in the Toronto Blue Jays, so he might be someone to look at for maybe a prop on total. I don't know what the lineups are. That's the other thing I should look at. See what lineups they're trotting out there, but could be a potential for overs because we got some pitchers that I don't really know about. And also, the Blue Jays have a burned out bullpen, and they might be at the point of the year that they're just trying to set themselves up for later, or who knows, maybe the resting guys are going to get traded. But I like the Orioles in game two. Yeah, so I don't know, just overall, just like I said, this is the best ballpark I think I've been to, which is funny because I was watching some stuff earlier. I'm a real nerd with this stuff, and I don't really sleep, so I ended up watching a bunch of old historical videos of Baltimore. It's really, really funny to me that, I mean, the old Memorial Stadium looked tremendous, and they did build a great baseball legacy there. But it was funny that I was watching a video of people saying that they thought that this place was going to be a colossal embarrassment. And in fact, this ballpark is the opposite of that. It actually kind of paved the way for how new ballparks are made. Um, Love the idea that they incorporate this old warehouse there, which, again, if you're looking at a game on TV, that warehouse looks like it's right up against the outfield, but it's quite a distance there. And there is, when you go out there, maybe I'll take a picture, you can see the mark. The only person to hit the warehouse was Ken Griffey Jr. during a home run derby. I did see that I yelled at whatever guy on the Blue Jays. He hit a ball a hell of a way to left field, but the Blue Jays have their Yankee fence, as I call it, really the Aaron Judge fence. Would have been a home run 2 years ago, but not this time around. Don't really care for that. I mean, but it's a section that not many people are sitting in. So if someone does hit it out there, you got a good chance at a home run ball. Oh, that's an observation I had. When I went to St. Louis this year, my good friend was a season ticket holder in St. Louis. During a foul ball, just happened to point out to me that St. Louis is the worst fan base at catching foul balls. I've been to now, I think this is 10 or 11 ballparks this summer. I'm going to confirm that out of the ballparks I've been to, they've been the worst. I'm going to nominate Baltimore for being the best. I saw quite a few amazing. I mean, not just maybe they were inspired by the players on the field and some of the amazing catches that they made, but I saw a couple fans make some pretty impressive snags there. I wish I had my chance at one. I almost got one at a minor league baseball game in Rochester, New York. But what's my favorite type of play? Actually, we had one of those at this game. My favorite type of play was actually we had a play at the plates, and unfortunately, it wasn't much of a play at the plates because Ryan Mountcastle was out by about 20 feet. But those are always exciting. I mean, really, a relay throw in baseball is always great. Plus a triple. Cedric Mullins should have had a triple, but again, the third base coach for the Orioles sucks. So he held him up from going to third on one, and then held him up going home on a base hit. But then eventually there was a sacrifice fly that got him there. But anyways, like I said, just kind of thanks for anyone that's tuning in here and appreciate it. Alex LMC. If you don't subscribe already, go ahead and subscribe. Tell somebody. I'll probably be doing something similar. Yeah, no, it's interesting. I mean, the home run's fun, but we see so many of them. But good outfield arms. I mean, let's face it. One of the rawest forms of baseball is people throwing a ball as far as they can. So to watch a guy from 300 feet away nail a target and get somebody out, and plus, I mean, there's just so much going on in the play. My favorite shirt from the last 20 years. I mean, this might be one of them, but probably my Carlin was right shirt. But now I feel like you're trolling me a little bit, bud. But anyways, I appreciate some engagement here. But yeah, so the Oriole fans, again, compliments on the jerseys. Again, the one girl. Again, it's a little ironic. Again, me wearing a Suns Out Guns Out shirt. I am a ginger. I have the Ginger Farmers tan line there, and I'm not a farmer. I'm a retail worker. But retail sales guy, which is even worse, actually. At least people have respect for retail workers, not retail salespeople. I can tell you that much, heads on. But hey, it pays the bills and lets me go to these ball games, so I'll just keep eating shit and doing it that way. But yeah, no, you get the positive subject there. And again, wearing a Cardinals hat again. Maybe some people have overlooked that. I mean, people watching this video obviously have, but I don't want to. My hair is absolutely a mess right now. But of course, I kind of have this beach look going right now. I'm also wearing flip flops, which it's the most comfortable I've ever been at a baseball game. Which again was why I not sit next to anybody. You're a fan of the Mets 2003? Yeah, I mean that was I was a fan of the Mets in 2006. I'll tell you that much, Vern. But anyways, no, yeah, the Orioles fans going to catch him. I mean, here's another factor. I mean, I have a couple other things I look at when I'm evaluating a ballpark. I'm a single guy. I like the ladies. The ladies here don't look bad, and they look attainable. That's the most important part. Which I have been having a couple of little weird mind fucks that are like that because I can't tell when a girl is looking my way if they're looking at me because they might be attracted to me or if it's because it's the shirt. I'm going with the shirt, but if any women happen to be watching this near in Camden Yards, I am very, very approachable. I also don't have anywhere to be till 12 o'clock tomorrow in Albany. So if you want to show me the town, by all means. I'm actually probably going to be because in degenerate fashion, I did lose my same game parlay, but it wasn't really a loss because I was playing on FanDuel in Pittsburgh when I was at Primanti Brothers having a sandwich. I was playing some blackjack. Apparently, I got a casino bonus. So real degenerate style, when I was passing through Philadelphia or around Philadelphia, I may have started playing blackjack, turned that bonus into real money, and Gunnar Henderson could have turned that into a substantial chunk of money, but he only got a single, needed 2 total bases out of him. It is what it is. But there's another place because when I went to Philly earlier, there's a casino right in the Philly sports complex, which is very, very nice. If you have some time to kill and you don't want to wait in traffic and you want to lose money playing blackjack, you can always stop by there. But then when you sign up for that card, that same casino, they're trying to get me back at any of their properties. Well, they happen to have one in Annapolis, Maryland, not too far from me. Again, I don't know if I'm really going to plan on sticking here for the entire doubleheader because I have a 5-hour drive back, which, if things change, something happens, I could always grab a hotel room or whatever. Got some people around me, so I'm going to move again because there's younger ones, and I might swear here or there, and I'm about to start talking about casinos and whatnot. But yeah, the live casino, which is really an awful casino, but if it's not too far out of my way, they've given me my best move for picking up the ladies. It used to be back in the time when I used to hang out at bars. And realistically, when you're at a bar, or just in general anyways, I approach the same way with sales. Somebody just asked me what my best way to pick up the ladies is. I haven't really done that in a while, to be honest with you, but have a reason to talk to them. That's really what it comes down to, if you ask 100 girls if they want to have sex, one of them might say yes. But that's really, really, I hate that. That's 99 rejections. That doesn't feel very good. And also, how special do you feel when you get 1 out of 100? But if you qualify your customer, as I would like to say, or, in this case, we're in the business of inserting penises into vaginas, maybe. What you want to do is you want to utilize your surroundings around you. And if you have like one good, funny thing to say, that's always a good icebreaker, and then you go from there. They do from time to time. They avoid you. I mean, hey, like I said, have something good to say. Have something to contribute to the conversation. That's about the best. Again, also, have some confidence. Mine is as the help putting the groceries in the back of my van. The old Ted Bundy, I call that one. It really helps if you have a sling. That's horrible, but I can tell I like Alex already. He's a good guy. We could probably hang out. But if you're in Baltimore, man, come by. I'll buy you a beer because you just made me laugh. But anyways, just I said passing the time here, but I'll go to maybe stop by that place in Annapolis. But the whole to do is that, this is some people look at this is that I'm crazy for the fact that I've been doing these ballpark trips in a day and back. If you live in Albany, New York, and you've lived in upstate New York your entire life like I have, you've pretty much done everything that there is to do in the 39 years. So rather than play the same golf courses and smoke shitty weed that comes from New York, and probably be watching this baseball game in my living room because it's scorching hot, or going to Saratoga Racetrack and getting ripped off by Naira and losing money. Go van shopping. Yeah, I mean, hey, I can haggle with salespeople. I know how to work with them. But anyways, so yeah, so I like the idea of the challenge. Once somebody says that's stupid and it's something that I want to do, I think it's a smart idea because I think most people suck and most people aren't stupid. But really, like, what's so hard about what I'm doing exactly? I'm getting in a car and I'm driving 5 hours, and then I'm going to sit in a beautiful baseball stadium with all kinds of refreshments and entertainment, and then I'm going to drive back. I don't think that's bad at all. I mean, so for example, I mentioned I'm in retail sales. I sell furniture. Okay, there are guys that deliver the furniture that I sell that don't get a 3 hour break in the middle of their 10 hour day. They wake up first thing in the morning, they're driving around for 10 hours, and in between stops, I mean, they're not consecutively driving. They get to take a break to stop the van, pull out a vehicle, and pull out, load furniture into a house and deal with, uptight members of society is the best way I would look at that. And then they call it, I mean, they get it. They get a paycheck at the end of that day. But, I'm kind of trying to work towards that. Again, had Gunnar Henderson gotten that extra base that I needed, I would have gotten a paycheck today. I'm not saying I still can't get a paycheck today because live wagering is always an option here too. When you're at a ball game, trying to avoid the sun here, you know, I should really probably be trying to avoid the sun, my gingerness. But that's also added to my aesthetic a little bit too. I basically took a bath in sunscreen before I came in, so it looked like I was like all like oiled and lubed up. Which somebody told me it looked like I'm in the best shape of my life, which it might be possible. I mean, I probably was in better physical shape when I was 18 years old because I was like a somewhat decent athlete. How much of this trip costed it all? I mean, between gas and tolls from Albany, it's like $70 each way, and then my ticket was like 50 or $60, so we're at like $200. I dropped like $10. I mean, I've actually made money. I had Orioles and over on the last game, so I got a little bit of that back. And actually, like I said, I paid for this trip with other gambling winnings, so I don't really like bank money with gambling. It's all found money. So the second I win it, I like to turn it into a liquid asset of some form. And plane tickets and ball game tickets seem to be the way to go. Also, ideally, at some point, maybe I could, again, if you tell enough people subscribe and enough people keep catching on to this. I mean, at one point, I guess I had 50 viewers on my last stream. Add some zeros to the end of that. There's some money to be made in this. I mean, I don't really. I'm a pretty simple guy. What's the lowest you've ever been with the old gambling? As far as like what I've gambled on or how much I've lost, because those are two different questions. I mean, let's face it. At my frat house, we used to gamble on whether cars were going to run the stop sign or not in front of the four-way stop there. But let's just say that the old Patriots losing to the New York Giants in the 2007 Super Bowl there, that was not very good, especially when you have Patriots and over, because you're thinking, the way the last game went. I wasn't really thinking very much at all. Clouded judgment, learned a lot. Oh, yeah. Well, so you'll really care for this one, Alex, then. The key to gambling is that what you need to do is that, this is a joke I used to actually tell on stage. I'm a failed stand-up comedian. Or I guess I just tried and just didn't succeed. I don't want to say failed because I did make people laugh and I did get paid once upon a time to do that. But a joke I used to always tell is that some people tell me I have a gambling problem, and I mostly call them, mom and ex-girlfriends. And the truth is that, I don't have a gambling problem because I always win. And people will say, oh, well, how do you always win? What's your secret? What's your system? And the answer is this. I have a gay bookie. So if I win, I collect the money. And if I lose, I just blow the guy. I don't have a gambling problem. So that's my way of going at it. But you got to do what you got to do. Yeah, so I mean, this is living as far as I'm concerned. Like I said, on my way on the in here is I could have just taken the day off. Days off are not meant to be days you don't go to work. Days off are supposed to be day that you live. And that's actually one of the real flaws we have in this current society we live in is that we have all this technology at our fingertips, and it's all designed for us to do more, or it was all designed for us to do things more efficiently to have more time to live life. I guess I could say I'm doing that right now because I'm multitasking, recording a podcast while hanging out in a ballpark. So that's pretty good. But, The reason that we had a dishwasher made was so that the housewife could take a break from doing the house and pop a Xanax or whatever the hell that moms used to do, or maybe get diddled by the milkman or something, but then go back to her daily grind. Now we have it where everybody has just got to go from sun up to sundown trying to make ends meet, and that's not the way we were supposed to live, really. So I could probably be doing things that would be more productive for the overall outlook of my life. Number one go-to sandwich. All right, that's cheating on this one. I mean, a good Reuben is the actual type. But if I was to get more specific, I mean, Primanti Brothers was a tremendous sandwich. Not going to lie there, but my favorite spot, and I'll actually probably post a video because it's where I became the man I became today. A place called Barber's Grill in Brockport, New York. Google it. They have a sandwich called the Balboa. It's a cousin of the Philly cheesesteak. It is You just have to see it to believe it. I mean, they make a garlic toasted roll right in front of you. They load up whatever kinds of meats and cheeses and vegetables you want into there. They grill it all up. It's been being cooked on the same grill since 1929. There are certain flavors in that. Who's Reuben? I mean, again, I'm just going to go with Barbers because usually with food items, it's not a matter. I mean, certain things they're all going to be good. It's a matter of how much. No, I have not had a Welsh sausage. I don't know what that is. I'll have to look that one up. If you want to point me to a good spot to get that, I could probably show you multiple videos. I could post a video of a Balboa being made, Yabadoo. So subscribe, and I'll have it up in a little bit. Um, with the person, the bartenders that I was very, very close with and consider, almost like life coaches, helped me get, took me from being they kind of helped me along with my bout with alcoholism, made it a very, very comfortable place for me and didn't judge me very much. But then when you come back there as a non-drunk, they're still taking care of you and still make food the way that you want. Again, efforts. There's a reason why mom's cooking is better than anybody else's because she loves you. At least I hope she does. Mine does, and she probably hates you, but she probably still cook you good food anyways. But yeah, no. If a person cares about you, they're probably gonna make good food. And when the person at this particular place can see this, they can actually. Your bartender is also your cook. So if you conduct yourself like a gentleman, they'll put forth that little bit of extra effort to make sure it's a good sandwich for sure. Um, I think we got about 20. Oh, game's about to start in a couple minutes here. It's tough to tell what the turnaround the crowd is. I don't know if people are leaving or so. I mean, realistically, I'm going to be hanging out for a little while at the ballpark just to, kill time because probably not going to stay till the end. I don't want to have to deal with traffic on my way out of Baltimore. As I travel and do all the ballpark tours, I'm trying to find a new place to live because I'm fucking sick of New York. And I can tell you that the D.C., Beltway, Maryland, Baltimore area, not where I want to live. Traffic is awful. People on I-95 are absolutely crazy. I'm sorry to hear that, Yabadoo. Unless you're messing with me, but mine probably wishes she could have, but I'm just too much. Unfortunately, she's just got a mother's love, and I'm sadly the most normal of her kids, which is kind of a scary thought. But we're gonna head back into the what we call this the general population here. Maybe I'll stay going for a little bit. How we doing? Said hello to the stadium workers. I'm actually thinking I'm going to get a quick picture of a quick picture of myself with the sun's out, guns out. But anyone, thanks for tuning in. Like, subscribe. Once baseball season ends, I'm going to start doing a scheduled live show because I seem to think that that's probably the best way to kind of build these things up. But I'll continue to post shorts throughout the ball spur. Hey, Alex, man, if I'm sorry to disappoint you, man, but yeah, I got some shorts. And you can always follow me if you want to. Just hit me up on Instagram. It's SCHO525. I'll be on there. I post out there. My real name is Ryan Schofield. I don't have a problem with you guys having my regular Facebook page. So go ahead there. I'll be kind of posting live updates there. But, at some point, some people are weird about being on camera if they don't have to be. But yeah, Baltimore is right behind me. I mean, this is, from what I understand, this is the good side of Baltimore because at the harbor that way. I have to go to the other side of Raven Stadium, which I can tell you probably the most terrifying experience of my life, aside from, well, I wasn't terrified actually with my little experience in Chicago when I thought I was about to get mugged. I was actually prepared. But I once had to spend the overnight at the Baltimore bus station. It was very, very dicey. I remembered finding a guy from Africa that I was like, hey, man, you're sticking with me and I'm sticking with you. This is not a good place for us right now. People that were really, really just eyeballing you, and I did not go to the bathroom the entire time. I never tell myself, I'll piss my pants before I go in that bathroom by myself because it just kind of reminds me of a story I had at a Pittsburgh Steelers game or a Pittsburgh Pirates game. I went to go use the bathroom. I was the only one in Cardinals gear. And I turned around behind me to the guy behind me, and I said, boy, maybe I should find a different bathroom. And his response to me was going, oh, you don't have anything to worry about here. We only stab people during Ravens games, Well, if that's the way that the Steelers fans are there, I'm sure that somebody gets stabbed at a Baltimore game at some point. Maybe not a baseball game though, because the crowd here. I'm telling you, I used to go to these games. I used to go to baseball games like a decade ago, and I really felt like I would get some crap. But now it's like it's really like a picnic atmosphere. I mean, maybe too many people are busy on their smartphones, kind of like this asshole is right here. But yeah, so you guys got a couple extra minutes out of me, I guess. I mean, nobody's taken the field yet or anything. Actually, I really probably should take a look at the lineups and figure out some bets I'm going to do. So we'll probably go live a little bit later on. So guys, join me back again. Appreciate it.